that our courage is not at the same levels. And I'm not in any way claiming to be courageous. I always say desperate. I just don't have any other option. And I'm sure you too can be as courageous if you run out of options. But now that you still have full options and choose to identify as a coward, there's also something that you can do. Coward, this is what you can do. Number one, don't be used. If you can't be on the front line fighting for better or defending others, at least don't be used. There's this saying that we were told by Malcolm X that no one can make you a slave without your permission. We permit our oppressors with our actions or omissions. We facilitate our oppressors. So if you fear to do something, then don't do anything in support of the oppressor. But again, you can do something in a safe way. We are living in the days of social media. You can tweet and post and make sure you push a message forward. You can be underground. There are many people that you know and many that you don't know that are actually very helpful in our struggle. Some of them are even working in public offices. Some of them are officers in the regime. I won't give you their names. But because they fear to lose their jobs, they fear to lose their status, they fear to lose their life, they only help us or help the struggle silently. So in this day and age of options, clearly everybody can do something to further the struggle, even a coward. I thank you. Now, the People's Advocate asked me a question. He talked about a compromised system and a dysfunctional legal system. I'm very glad Senior Counsel Benjamin Katana had me, and I request that you permit me, ask him to help me respond to that with his seniority. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think it is important for us to appreciate that there cannot be a safe room in a burning house. The industry, just like the rest of the country, is undergoing challenges on account of the dysfunctionality of the NRM regime. So the only way out is not to approach it piecemeal, for faster processing of practicing certificates, that you are pushing for faster processing of ABC. It's important that we collectively work towards an overhaul of the entire system, and that will begin by removal of a dysfunctional regime and establish a government that is not extractive in nature, a government that is service-centered and people-centered, not a government that wants people. Today you will process that, but the next day you will go to Mlago Hospital and again you will be shocked by the dysfunctionality. The next day you take your child and you will be shocked by the dysfunctionality. So, now, what we are experiencing now, technology is trying to sabotage my point, but nevertheless I will make it. Okay, thank you. The regime is experiencing a multiple organ failure. And our responsibility as citizens of Uganda is to make sure that we put it to rest and bring into office a government that is people-centered. And I had a question about people being the cowardice, the brave. I think it is very important for the people of Uganda and for you lawyers to appreciate that what we are involved in is not electoral competition with Museven and the NRM regime. What we are involved in is a war to reclaim the soul of our nation. And so, you will not leave the work to be done only. You will say, I don't support NUP, or I do not support the leader of NUP. But this fight is for you, as a citizen of Uganda, to make sure that a lawyer as advocate of the people, or people's advocate, you are able to process your documentation without unnecessary delays. That when you go to hospital, you are able to be treated without unnecessary delays. So the people of Uganda must understand that what we are involved in is not an electoral competition, but a war to reclaim the soul of Uganda. And we must all embrace it, regardless of whether we like NUP, whether we like its leader or not. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Councillor Katina. The last question was more or less similar to the previous one, and it has been largely answered. However, there's a question that came through the message to those that have given up on elections. I gave it an answer, but that's a very important question that I would want to have different perspectives about. So allow me, Councillor Longoya, to invite you to respond to that question.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Very delighted to be here today. And a very interesting questions that have come on the floor. Well, our message is that the people of Uganda need to know that if you do not participate in elections and in governance, then you lose the right to complain when things go wrong. And that's what we've seen. We've seen, even with the massive rigging and election fraud that we see in all these elections, we see that the voter turnout is very, very low. Honorable Nalkola here, I don't remember what the exact percentage was, but it was below 20%. The people who turned out, below 20% of the people. So 14.4%. So you can imagine if, that is to exclude the ballot boxes which were kicked by regime thugs and all that. But even if we were to add all those, I don't think we would hit the 20% mark. So if 14% of the people come out to vote their leaders, how do you then wake up every day ranting on X that things have gone wrong? Look at what is happening now. These NRM people are having their primaries. People who have stolen iron sheets have come back with proceeds from that. They are now distributing money and all that. Money that they have stolen from these poor people, they are giving it out to different people, and these different people are ready, in some cases, to go and vote them again. So I think there has to be an awakening of the consciousness of the people. And for us as NDP, we talk about the protest vote. To say that the protest vote begins with a massive voter turnout. Our president has already said something. He says it in Luganda, but I also say it in English. If you do not come up to vote, and then the regime is able to mobilize, to pay people, to bribe people, and they come up to vote, and then tomorrow why would you complain when things continue going south? We've been telling people that if you do not come up at your village to vote for an LC1 chairperson, and the village thief is elected, then don't start complaining tomorrow when your chicken begins to disappear. Because on the day when you were supposed to go out and vote, you chose to stay home. So that is our call, that this time around, the election is coming up. I think the president was, maybe deliberately did not mobilize you or charge you lawyers to come out and vote for him. He's unopposed in our party for the presidential flag bearer, and I want to use this opportunity to call upon all lawyers, come and vote for him and support the National Unity Platform. Because the National Unity Platform is the only party that will guarantee social justice and fairness in the management of the affairs of this country. But the most important point is that on that day, prepare for voting day the way you prepare for important days in your life. We see people prepare for weddings as if it's a very do or die. Lawyers prepare for court. You write in your diary, you say on this particular date, I have a very important case. I have a mediation. I have an arbitration matter to handle. So why don't you prepare for an election day the way you prepare for these big days? We've been telling the young people of Uganda, they normally prepare. When they hear that an artist, an international artist is coming to Uganda, they prepare for months. But when it comes to an election, someone goes and they see a long queue, they say, I will not go there. So, the only thing we did, for example, to get the victory for Honorable Nalgora is because we protested. People protested. People stayed at polling stations and said we are not going to leave these polling stations until our results are announced. And the people followed those results to ensure that they are announced. I thank you very much.
Thank you, Comrade Lewis, and please bear with us. I want to thank you for asking for the vote for me. And I reiterate that request. Guys, please vote for me. I'm your own. The other old guy is not a lawyer. I am. You bear with me. It would be very necessary for us to live here. I mean, it would not be characteristic of what we stand for if we live here only having heard male voices. So allow me to invite my Deputy President in charge of Northern Uganda and also a senior counsel, Mamalina Zedriga, to just give us a word from a woman to the women and to us the men. Thank you.
Yes, that is my president, that is our president, the intergenerational, the iconic, the enigma. Yes, thank you so much, Your Excellency. You have my vote, and my address is specifically to the women. We are bearing the brand of this militarized, monetized space called Uganda. Our bodies have become the interview panels. Interview through sex. Yes, we have the evidence. I'm a member of FIDA, Uganda. Your dignity is being violated, even your own children and grandchildren. We should be so annoyed to reclaim our dignity, our identity as the women, especially the women lawyers. Run for all positions possible under the NU. Defend, proclaim, recruit, and if they steal our votes, demand. As women, we can do it. By example, I am here. In my late life, going to be 64 this year. But here I am, because I would like us to live a legacy like the Wangari Maathai. Why are we living incognito? What is your legacy as the women lawyers? And especially those from northern region, where we are. Our people right now are being threatened all over. I got messages and shared. They want to portray northern region as NRM infected and infected. It's not true. It's not. Exactly. So, as Dr. Eliud Kipchoge says, rightfully, the iconic Olympian, he says no human is limited. People look to us as the lawyers. We need to ensure that we address the root cause of why Uganda we have degenerated to this level of disrespect for human dignity, disrespect for rule of law, disrespect for dialogue, disrespect for humanity, and therefore uproot it and be at the table as we set and reset to reclaim human dignity, to reclaim our motherland. We can do it. It's not only for our president, but each one of us multiply yourself and be courageous. Even those who believe they are cowards, you are not cowards. You just want to deny your human dignity. Reclaim it. Thank you.